Hi, it's Matthew Bono, a piano player and author of Common Chord Progressions, Volume 1. And in this lesson, we're going to be working on page 19 on the right side of the page, where we're going to be working on a 6-5-1 chord progression in C major. As far as chord names, the 6 would be an A minor, the 5 would be a G, which is just one whole step down, and then we have the 1 chord of C major. So let's look at page 19. Page 19, the right side of the page, with the 6-5-1 chord progression. Scale step number 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the key of C major would be an A minor. Scale step number 5 is just one whole step below, which will be G major. And the 1 chord would be C major. As far as filling out the section of the book, once again, just as a reminder, the capital letters will always represent the root of the chord, okay? And so A minor, the root will be A, G chord, the root will be G, and C chord, the root will be C. Getting back to the A minor, with the root of the A minor being A, B would be our second, and our third would be C. So with our root in the A minor chord, with our root being A, and our third being C, D would be the fourth, and E would be the fifth. So our root, third, fifth in A minor would spell out A-C-E. For the G major chord, G being the root, and with G being the root, A would be the second, and that would make B to be the third. So with the G chord, having G as the root and B as the third, our fourth would be C, and our fifth would be D. So our G major chord is spelled out as GBD. Our C major chord, C is the root, D would be the second, and our third would be an E. So with C major chord with the root to C and E as the third, F would be the fourth, and the fifth would be G, which would make our C major chord to be C, E, and G. Okay? So going to our first set where we're going to reorganize the chords, we're going to have our first chord being A minor to be organized. We're going to have C as the high note. And with C as the high note, that means the note in the chord just below the C would be the A. That'd be the middle. And that would leave E to be our low note. So A minor in this example would be spelled out as E-A-C. And with the G chord, G being below an A, everything would go down one letter. So E would go down to D, A would go down to G, and C would go down to B. And that's spell out our G chord as D-G-B or G-B-D. And you'll see this even better once we get our hands on the piano. So with the G chord as D-G-B, we now go to our C major. And since G is a common note in both the G chord and C major, we're going to leave G in the middle. And that's going to leave, with the C major chord, E being below the G for our low note of the chord, and that'll leave our high note to be a C. So it'll be E, G, C. Our second reorganization will have A minor now with C as the low note. And with C as the low note, our next note in the chord above that would be E, so that would make E in the middle, and that would leave A to be our high note of the chord, so it'd be C, E, A. And as I mentioned again, G's just below the A, so we're just going to drop everything down one letter. So C will go down to B, E will go down to D, and A will go down to G to spell our G chord, this time as B-D-G, still containing the three letters of G-B-D. G being a common note in both the G chord and the C chord, we're going to leave G as the high note for our C chord, and the remaining letters would be in the same order as we first spelled it out. C is low note, E in the middle, and G is the high. Our last reorganization, this time we're going to have C in the A minor chord, B in the middle, and that will leave one chord note below the C. That'll be A as our low note, C in the middle, and E will be our high note. So A minor will be spelled out A-C-E. As I said before, G is one step below, so we're going to drag everything down. A will go down to G, C will go down to B, and E will go down to D, and that's how we'll get our G chord to spell out G-B-D, just like up here. Okay? And G is the common note in both the G and C chord. We're going to leave G on the bottom, and that means with the C chord, what remains after that will be C to be played in the middle, and E to be played in the high. So the C chord in this example will be G-C-E. Now let's see it on the piano. All right, so on the right side of page 19, our A minor to G to C major is first going to be spelled out with the A minor being E is the low note, A is the middle, and C is the high note. So A minor will be E-A-C. Now for G major, watch my hand. I'm going to take the exact same fingering and slide it down. And that's how we'll get G to spell out the D-G-B. So A minor to G, once we play the A minor, the right hand just pulls down to the left, one key. So once again, G chord will be D-G-B. And the C chord, we're going to slide back up to E-G-C. Let me play that again. A minor will be E-A-C. G chord will be D-G-B. And the C chord will be E-G-C. Now to have the left hand join and close by so you can see it in the camera, we'll have E-A-C with A in the left hand for A minor, D-G-B with G in the left hand for G major, and E-G-C with C in the left hand for C major. Let me do that one more time. E-A-C in the right hand with A in the left hand for A minor, D-G-B with G in the left hand for G major, and E-G-C with C in the left hand for C major. Now, our next example, I'm going to move the right hand down closer to the middle. And A minor will be spelled because of that as C-E-A. Left hand moves down for G major, B-D-G, and C major, C-E-G. Let me do it right hand again. That'll be C-E-A for A minor, B-D-G for G major, and C-E-G for C major. This time the left hand will join. We'll have C-E-A with the A in the left hand for A minor, B-D-G on the right hand with G in the left hand for G major, and C-E-G with C in the left hand for C major. Let's do that one more time. C-E-A in the right hand, A in the left hand for A minor, B-D-G in the right hand with G in the left hand for G major, and C-E-G in the right hand with C in the left hand for C major. All right? Now, I'm going to move the right hand up this time for this last example. Okay? So the right hand will play A-C-E for A minor, moving down one key for G-B-D for G major, and then we're going to have G-C-E for C major. Let me do that again on the right hand. A-C-E for A minor, G-B-D for G major, G-C-E for C major. With the left hand joining in, A-C-E with A in the left hand for A minor, G-B-D on the right hand with G in the left hand for G major, and G-C-E with C in the left hand for C major. We'll do it one more time. A-C-E on the right hand with A in the left hand for A minor, G-B-D on the right hand with G in the left hand for G major, and G-C-E with C in the left hand for C major. And this will conclude our lesson on page 19, the right side of the page, playing a chord progression of A minor to G to C major. I hope you enjoyed learning from this video, and do consider subscribing to my Patreon channel, which is called Methods in Music Academy, where there will be videos loaded for instruction in piano, guitar, and bass guitar. Subscription fee is $5 a month, and I hope you do consider subscribing. It would be my pleasure to help you learn. Thank you.